Good evening, this is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Nabin Pradhan with the evening news and these are the headlines. Festival of Lights Diwali being celebrated in the country with full enthusiasm. Prime Minister Narendra Modi celebrates Diwali with the armed forces in Kargil, says India propagates global peace and views war as the last resort. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says India will always stand with Global South and seek to strengthen the United Nations' effectiveness, and deep depression over Bay of Bengal intensifies into cyclonic storm Sitrang to make landfall at Bangladesh coast tomorrow. Now the news in detail. Festival of Lights Diwali is being celebrated across the country with traditional fervour and gaiety today. The festival, which marks the victory of good over evil, is celebrated by lighting up houses, temples and other public places. President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have greeted the nation on the occasion of Diwali. In a message, President Murmu expressed hope that the spirit of helping the underprivileged grow deep in the minds of people. Vice President Dhankar hoped the Festival of Lights bring wisdom, piety, prosperity and peace into everyone's lives. Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted that Diwali is associated with brightness and radiance and wished that this auspicious festival will further the spirit of joy and well-being in people's lives. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today emphasized that Vision New India is not just a country, it is a mixture of sacrifice, love, compassion, enormous talent, courage, valor and wisdom. Interacting with members of the armed forces in Kargil, Modi said, various civilizations developed throughout the world and came to an end, but India's civilization has always revived from every possible challenge. He said a nation becomes immortal when the brave soldiers of that country have immense faith in itself. He said Diwali means the festival of end of terror and Kargil made it possible. Modi said forces had crushed the fountainhead of terror on Diwali in Kargil. The Prime Minister praised unparalleled bravery of the army, saying a country is actually proud when its soldiers' heads are as high as the Himalayas. Saying India has always viewed war as the last resort and propagated global peace, Modi asserted if anyone dares look at India with evil eyes, the country's three armed forces will give a befitting reply. Prime Minister Modi said to facilitate the soldiers in realizing their responsibilities, high-tech infrastructure in the border areas with seamless connectivity are being developed. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that India will always stand with the Global South and seek to strengthen the United Nations' effectiveness. On the occasion of United Nations Day, he said, India's ongoing tenure as a member of the UNSC has reflected our principled approach to promoting dialogue and diplomacy to meet contemporary challenges. Dr. Jaishankar said India's focus on reformed multilateralism, rule of law and a fair and equitable international system is aimed at ensuring UN's continued relevance. He said as United Nations founding member, India remains committed to its purposes and principles. The minister said India's contributions to implementing the goals of the Charter are a reflection of this commitment. General Manoj Pandey, Chief of the Army Staff, visited military stations in North Bengal and border areas of Sikkim and reviewed the security situation along the northern borders of Sikkim. The Army Chief appreciated the troops for maintaining a high level of operational efficiency and morale. He expressed satisfaction at the pace of infrastructure development along the border areas. Upon his arrival at Sukna military station yesterday, the Army Chief interacted with the troops. He lauded the troops for the dedication and wished all ranks and families on the occasion of Deepavali. On his visit to the forward areas in northern and east Sikkim today, the Army Chief reviewed the operational situation and preparedness of the field formations deployed along the northern borders in Sikkim sector and exhorted the troops to maintain readiness for all types of challenges. You're listening to the news from All India Radio, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News on Air app and YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. The deep depression over Bay of Bengal has intensified into cyclonic storm Sitrang. India Meteorological Department IMD said it is expected to cross Bangladesh's coast between Tinkona Island and Sandwip tomorrow morning. IMD said the storm will mainly impact the Sundarbans over the Bay of Bengal. The main affected area will be the Sundarbans in the coastal areas of North and 24 South Parganas district of West Bengal and in Bangladesh. Isolated heavy rain is very likely over Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Tripura from today. The NDRF has made its teams available to the states and additional teams are also being kept in readiness. Rescue and relief teams of the Army and Navy along with ships and aircraft have been kept ready on standby. 20 coal wagons of a goods train derailed in Maharashtra's Amravati district yesterday. The Central Railway release said the derailment took place between Malkhed and Timatia stations on the Wardha-Badnera section of the Nagpur division. Due to this, the up and down lines on the section have been affected. Many passenger trains were cancelled, short terminated or diverted. Railway officials said there were no report of any casualty. Russia fired missiles and drones into Ukraine-held Mykolaiv and destroyed an apartment block and warned of uncontrolled escalation. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu had discussed the rapidly deteriorating situation in talks with French and Turkish counterparts. Without providing evidence, Shoigu stated that Ukraine could use a dirty bomb, conventional explosives laced with radioactive material to escalate the situation. Ukraine has no nuclear weapons, whereas Russia has stated that its nuclear arsenal can protect Russian territory. Ukraine's advances in recent weeks around Kherson and in the country's northeast have been met with increased Russian missile and drone attacks on civilian infrastructure, destroying approximately 40% of Ukraine's power system ahead of winter. The second Open Chakasang Naga Wrestling Championships 2022 and Under 14 Years Naga Open Wrestling Championship will be held on 3rd and 4th of next month at Fusero Sports Complex. A press release by the Chakasang Wrestling Association CWA informed that the event will be organized by the CWA in collaboration with the 4th edition of the Peace Marathon to be organized by the Kalos Society Fusero. There will be cash prizes for the winners along with citations. The CWA, on behalf of the Chakasang community, has appealed to all the wrestling lovers to join the mega event, which is also one of the premier traditional festivals of the community. In chess, teams from 12 top chess-playing nations, including India, China, United States, and the Netherlands, have been included in the lineup for the 2022 Men's World Team Chess Championship in Jerusalem, Israel, next month. The list for the competition, which begins on November 20, was completed after South Africa confirmed over the weekend that they would participate, the Israel Chess Federation said. Ahead of the competition, organized by the International Chess Federation, the 12 teams will be divided into two pools of about the same strength, sorted by the average ratings of their players. After 5 rounds, the first 4 teams in each pool will advance to the quarterfinals. The final match will be played on November 25. And to end the news, a reminder of the headlines. Festival of Lights Diwali being celebrated in the country with full enthusiasm. Prime Minister Narendra Modi celebrates Diwali with armed forces in Kargil, says India propagates global peace and views war as the last resort. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says India will always stand with Global South and seek to strengthen the United Nations' effectiveness. And deep depression over Bay of Bengal intensifies into cyclonic storm Sitrang to make landfall at Bangladesh coast tomorrow. And that's all the news we have for you this evening. Good night.